to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Ryan Irvin, sitting here with Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Today we're going to talk about the 2010 NFL Mock Draft, version 3, picks 1 through 16. Today we're going to start off with St. Louis Rams, who have the number 1 pick. Who do you think they're taking?
Well, what they should take, Ryan, is you look at they should go defense, but I think they're going to go number 1 pick, Sam Bradford, quarterback out of Oklahoma, 6'4", 215 guy with a lot of accuracy, a lot of moxie, a lot of good pocket presence. He has some good pop on the football that could get the ball out to those wide receiving targets and the tight ends as well too. But they should, I would go defensive line, but they have to go quarterback. They have to get a franchise quarterback to fill those seats up, to get that offense going, to take some of the pressure off the defense. Because you think about it, the defense wasn't that bad last season. They couldn't move the football on offense once teams stopped the run.
Okay. You know, a lot of people are talking about Sue might go number 1. So you think the Rams are going to take Sam Bradford? You think he's the number 1 quarterback?
He's the number 1 quarterback. They probably should go defensive line with Sue, and that way you have a formidable front four with Long, Little, Carricker, as well as Sue. And then you have a good star linebacker in Lauren Itis behind those guys, but they have to get a franchise quarterback. You can't name the last time, well, let's say Kurt Warner. Last time they had a real franchise quarterback, and they only had Kurt Warner for like 3 years.
Right.
So 3 good years. So that's the thing. They have to get a franchise quarterback to ease some of that pressure off Steven Jackson.
Okay. So Sam Bradford, number 1 pick, St. Louis Rams. You hear it right here with Emery Hunt. So Detroit Lions, number 2 pick. Who do you think they're going to take?
Well, the Lions have to be ecstatic that they get Idamakan Sue to fall to these guys with the number 2 pick. So they have to take Idamakan. So you look at what they've added defensively, Corey Williams, D-tackle.
Okay.
Defensively, Kyle Van Der Bosch. So you bring in a guy like Sue, you allow him to be a playmaker that he was in Nebraska, a guy that can use that 3 technique to get push as well as pressure up the middle. That's going to be a good fit for Detroit. He's going to do tremendous things with the Lions.
Okay, so no running back going for Detroit to help the quarterback, or from the last year number 1 pick?
Not at number 2. Now, you look at a running, if you want to get a running back, this is a deep draft. You look at guys maybe that could fall in the 2nd round, guys like Java Best that may fall in the 2nd round, guys like LeGarrette Blount that can fall in the 2nd or 3rd round. You get late. Guys like Gerhardt that can run with some power in the middle. So, because don't sleep on Kevin Smith, guy was slashing type runner, but you do have some depth in this draft to get running back in later parts of the round.
Okay, Sue with Detroit, number 2 pick. Number 3 pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you think they go?
Tampa have to be a set. They get a opportunity to get one of the top 2 defensive tackles, in which they need. They're going to get Gerald McCoy, a guy out of Oklahoma, a guy that can bring pressure. A lot of people compare him to Tommy Harris from the Chicago Bears, but I like the way that McCoy can also play the run on the way to the quarterback. They want to play pressure-style defense up in Tampa. You know that cover 2, you have to have a good 3 technique. McCoy can be that 3 technique that's going to play for at least 10 to 15 years in Tampa.
So 2 D tackles, top 3 picks.
Yeah, it's one of those drafts. It's funny because the top 3 defensive players in this draft, you look at guys across the board, best at their position. So it's a defensive heavy draft, a lot of depth as well too. So Tampa has to be excited to get that D tackle.
Okay, Tampa Bay, Gerald McCoy. Okay, number 4 pick, Washington Redskins. What do you think they'll take?
But everybody wants the Redskins to draft a quarterback, but I do believe the Redskins have a good quarterback in Jason Campbell, a guy that can make all the throws. So you have to protect him. He just got sacked right now as we speak. So they have to go offensive tackle. I look at the best tackle in the draft, Russell Okon, Oklahoma State, a guy that's like a dancing bear, good footwork, uses his hands real well, and can play, both sides of it. But he's a dominant left tackle. I think that's where they have to go to protect up front.
Right, and also Washington did give Jason Campbell that high tender, so they are looking to keep him in the future, we think.
Right, hopefully.
Right. Okay, Kansas City Chiefs, they have the number 5 pick. Where do you think they might go?
Well, 5th pick in the draft, you look at a good spot because Kansas City can get a good defensive player. They need help in that back half of the secondary. The safety spot, Eric Berry out of Tennessee, a guy that is a ball hawk and can help with run support. I like their corners and Brandon Carr and Brandon Flowers. They let go Bernard Powell, which was a questionable move in the offseason.
Right.
So you get a chance to get Eric Berry to go along with those 2 young cornerbacks with a formidable defense that's getting better, that got better as the season progressed. That's going to be a huge pickup for Kansas City. I like Eric Berry.
So you don't think a running back would be a good pick? Well, since they picked up Thomas Jones.
They picked up Thomas Jones to go along with Jamal Charles. So those 2 guys complement each other. You look at Jamal Charles, a big speed guy. You look at Jones, a guy that's a consistent running back, one of the best running backs in the past 7 years. He's only 800 yards away from 10,000 as a career. So you look at Thomas Jones, Jamal Charles, running game is going to be set.
Some people also think they might go with Dez Bryant to help Chris Chambers out in the wide receiver.
Right, they do need another wide receiver. They need a playmaker. Bo can't catch, a cold if he was butt naked in Alaska. So he has to catch consistently to make plays. So, but I think, again, this draft is deep. You picking 5th in the draft, which means you pick 5th in the 2nd round. There's going to be some guys there for you.
Okay, Eric Berry, Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, Seattle Seahawks. They have the number 6 pick.
6th pick in the draft. You look at the Seahawks. What they should do is go offensive tackle. But what they probably will do is go quarterback. Jimmy Clausen, a guy that reminds me a lot of Matt Hasselbeck already. 6'3", 215 guy that can make some throws. His short to intermediate game is outstanding. He's mobile in the pocket. He has some moxie. He has some fiery characteristics, which you want in a quarterback, especially a Pete Carroll quarterback. So I think they go Clausen, although they should go tackle.
And let's not forget Matt Hasselbeck has been hurt the last couple of years.
Right.
Also.
Can't finish the season healthy.
Yeah. Okay, Cleveland Browns, where do you think they might go?
7th pick in the draft. They should go with defense with this pick because they just signed tight end from Georgia,
right.
Ben Watson, but they also want to go Hayden until he ran a pedestrian 40. Yeah. So I think they want to go with the best defensive player that's left on the board, Rolando McClain, linebacker. Now you imagine a linebacker core with Wembley as well as McClain. They can get after the quarterback. They can also play the run. That is a tremendous asset for that defense, and they could probably get a cornerback later on, but I think they go Rolando McClain from Alabama.
And also McClain did play a 3-4 defense with Alabama, so he can bring that on to Cleveland Browns, so it wouldn't be a hard transition for him.
Not at all. It fits perfect like a glove.
Right. Okay, Oakland Raiders. Where do you think they might go?
Well, the 8th pick, the Oakland Raiders need offensive line help. A lot of people want to pinpoint the problem with the quarterback position. I think you have to protect up front. I like the fact that they do have to get 2 tackles. The tackles were a problem last year. They have to go to the next best tackle, I believe. Trent Williams out of Oklahoma, a guy that can play left and right tackle, and they need both. So they have to go tackle with that position to help protect whoever's going to be back there quarterback, whether it be Russell or Gronkowski.
Okay. So Oakland Raiders, Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, yep.
Okay. The number 9 pick, the Buffalo Bills. Where do you think they might go?
Well, you look at the recent retirement of Brad Butler, 26 years old, retired, doesn't want to play football anymore. Right. I can understand that. However, the Bills have a big void at O-line. They already had a big void with Brad Butler, but they need not as desperate. They need help. You look at the next best O-lineman on the board, Brian Bulaga out of Iowa, a guy that played in a great program at Iowa with Kirk Ferentz, so he's going to fit right in and play solidly, for at least 10 to 15 years. A good pro. He's going to be a solid player.
So you don't think the Buffalo Bills might take a quarterback in the first round?
Well, not in the first. Not if Bradford and Clausen are gone. Mm-hmm. They probably could go. Get the O-line to build up front. They got a good running game. They have some talented wide receivers. They probably get the guy who they really want in the 2nd or 3rd round at quarterback. I'll be surprised.
Let's see who they might really want in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Well, I'm not going to mention any names, but I think they have an idea of who they might want to go.
Okay, number 10 pick is the Denver Broncos. Where do you think they might go?
See, the Broncos are a bit of a pickle because you look at the situation with Brandon Marshall. Is he going to be there? Is he not? My guess he's not going to be there, so you have to address wide receiver. I look at them to go Des Bryant, Oklahoma State guy that's 6'3", 215, explosive, can help out in the return game, can also jump and get the ball at his highest point. This is a guy that can make plays across the field at any one of the wide receiver spots. I like Des Bryant with that pick.
So you don't think they also can go quarterback? Kyle Orton? You believe in Kyle Orton?
I believe in Kyle Orton for at least 8 games. And then after 8 games, you have a problem. The thing is, though, again, situation like Buffalo, they might get the guy who they probably have an eye on in the 2nd round or 3rd round. Okay. And plus, there's still some free agents probably out there they can probably get a stopgap. But what Orton is, you have to give him protection up front because another need for the Broncos is interior offensive line play. They have to get better on the flanks. Teams were able to shut down Brandon Marshall and make the other wide receivers beat them, thus making these guys easy to defend. Now you got 2 number 1s on the flanks, a guy like Royal that can work underneath. Now you have a dangerous offense.